We are going to interview an immigration service officer who used to work Suvarnabhumi Airport. So let's welcome her. So can you briefly introduce yourself, like your full name, nickname, and age?
Hello everyone, my name is Ailada Gatepet. My nickname is Pung, now 39 years old, and my currently position is police surgeon.
So can you provide further information about your education background?
I graduated from Rajamangala Institute of Technology in Business Administration. After that, I applied for police entrance. Used to work at police headquarters in Pathum One. Yeah, and now I've been working in immigration bureau for 5 years.
Okay, thank you. So how long did you work as an immigration service officer at Suvarnabhumi Airport?
At Suvarnabhumi Airport, I was work there around 3 years, and now I moved to Watana Immigrations for 2 years.
Okay, thank you. So why did you choose this job?
Because I want to change field of my job. I want to learn about new experience, and I want to see the people comes around the world. Yeah.
So, what are the qualifications needed to be immigration service officer?
Yeah, at first you have to pass the test for immigration police officer as like mathematics, Thai language, and English. So every year the rule will change in every year. You have to follow our website, immigration bureaus. After you pass the test, yeah, you can work. We will send you to many branch of immigration office. Maybe you attend to airport or another place in the whole country.
Okay, so like after you have passed the test, will you get some kind of like certificate to currently that you have passed it already?
For immigration officer, you don't need to have any diploma or another qualification. Just pass the test for English test for immigration. That's all. I'm sorry. Another thing is if you have a TOEIC score over 450, yeah, you can apply for as well.
I got it. Like, what about your job responsibilities as immigration service officer at the airport?
Yeah, like to put a stamp on their passport residency, like put the date they can leave Thailand and the date they have to come within the period. It should be 1 year after they got the stamp.
According to your job responsibility, in your opinions, what is the key important skill to be immigration service officer at the airport?
At the airport, it's like you have to know about how many days the foreigners can stay in Thailand. So like if you come from the countries, we will have like at the table the list of countries. So you have to remember, you have to recognize the country, how much they can stay in Thailand and how long they can stay. And you have to know which country that have to apply for visa before come to Thailand.
Like you have to remember all of the country.
Because example, like if you come from Myanmar, you can stay in Thailand only 14 days. But if you come from America, you can stay here 30 days. So that's why you have to remember how long they're gonna stay here. And like Iraq, Iran, or like a risk of country, high risks of country, and India, which this country have to apply for the visa before came to Thailand.
So may I ask how important English to this job and why?
Yeah, the English is the key of communication. So you have to speak well, and if you can't speak, you have to know what they say. You can explain them what they want to know. Yeah, and sometimes you have to handle them if they're not understanding. Like example, one of our work, I had some problem. The people who came from India and they don't know how to apply the visa before came to Thailand, and I'm not allowed them to get in. So they shout loud, yeah, all of all, and I have to explain them carefully, yeah, and then send them back to their country. So languages, and sometimes you need to compromise, like a yeah, you have to compromise them and release their angry.
And can you tell me like the pros and cons of your job? Like what is good or bad about it? Yeah.
I'm talking about the pros and cons in at the airport when I was at the airport. The pros is like many things. We work is not like a office time, so you can switch the shift with your friends. So you can come to work anytime you like. Second, you can see the people around the world, and they have different kind of them. Like Japan, yeah, we'll talk to you in a polite way, but sometimes Russian, we shout it to you, and Chinese shout to you, but it's not like they're not impolite. It's just their behavior. So you have to understanding them. This practice made me open up my mind. And the bad thing, I don't think I find any bad cons about this job. It's just only you don't have enough time for sleep because we have 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours sleep in the night shift because you have to work 16 hours in the night shift, and and they give you 4 hours for resting, but in the 4 hours you have to walk, prepare, your bed, so you have only 3 hours for sleep. Maybe you are confused when you wake up, and gonna be do something mistake after you wake up.
Could you share your memorable experience in both good and bad?
I'm so happy when I see the children come with their family. They are very happy when I put the stamp on their passport, and they want me to put my stamp on their hand, on their arms. Sometimes I helping people. One of my experience is I have talked with a woman from America, and I asked her about where she is gonna live in Thailand. She said, "I don't know yet because I have a flight to Vietnam in the next day." So I said to her, "I can't let you pass without an address." She said, "I don't know either, and I'm not booked yet because my son has an accident in Vietnam, and he in emergency. He about to die." After that, she was crying. Yeah, and I think sometimes you just don't have to strict all of the rule. Just see, okay, she has a next flight. She has a ticket for the next flight. Okay, and she has a letter from a hospital in Vietnam for about his son situation, so you can let her pass. You have to concern about other thing than Drew. It was impressed me to helping people. Sometimes you need to have a conflict with the bad people, with the people who don't know the rules, who don't accept any rules. I just want to go. I just want to do. I wait friends outside. I don't know where I'm going, so you have to handle with them. That's all.
Okay, and next question is, how is your schedule in your work?
At the airport, I was work different times. Start from day shift and night shift. In the day, you work 8 hours for day shift, only 1 hour for lunch break. Start from 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The day after, you back to airport. Start work at 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. So 16 hours, but you will have 4 hours for resting. You have to manage your times.
So may I ask about how different to work in a day shift and night shift? They're different.
Yeah, it's quite different. At first, I can't stand for work in the night shift because you start from 5 p.m. in the night shift and you will have a break again about 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. to 6 a to 6 a.m. So 4 hours for resting. Like you very exhausted and you need to get something to help you, like a coffee or energy drinks and anything else to make you have a power for working. I think it's very different and very hard for the first time when I was start there.
So, are there any exemptions offered to foreigners, or are there any rules they can follow due to the current COVID-19 situation?
Yeah, for this time, I said for a normal passengers, they have to prepare five things. First, their passport. Second, air ticket, and third is hotel reservation. We call ASQ. Like you need to book a period for staying, like a cover period of quarantine over 14 days, something like that. And COA, the fourth is COA, and the fifth is a COVID test. Yeah, before came to Thailand. And for the residency, who has the residency, just passport, air ticket, ASQ, COA, and COVID test. I think it's like the same thing, but we have a different rule of of the people who want to come in.
Okay, so I think it's might link to the next question that I'm going to ask, which are that are there any additional documents required during COVID-19 for passengers entering to Thailand?
I think it's the same things. Yeah, but when you get to Thailand and want to entering, you need to load for Thailand Plus applications on your phone and have to fill up. We call TM8 for entry. This is two things, two new things you have to do before get in the country in the COVID period, in the COVID situations. Yeah.
Okay. In my part, I would like to ask about visa, like a basic document, and there are many kinds of visa. How do you check the eligibility of all individual entering the country, like when they come to Thailand?
Yeah, like a same answer, but I would like to explain about my currently duty. Yeah. Now because of COVID pandemic, so for the people who taken residency, they can't come back within 1 year. So now we have like a announcement to provide them like extension to stay outside the Thailand more than 1 year. Mm, like that.
Thank you. And another question for me: how do you handle with the unexpected situation during this work?
Mm, I will answer for two ways.
Okay.
At first, when I was at the airport, when I think I can't handle with them, I would call my boss. So yeah, my boss like a big guy, and their security. Yeah, because you don't know about their background, about what they met maybe they're very grumpy. Yeah, you need to ask people, ask your board for them helping. And for in Jang Watana office, yeah, we everyone who want to contact with us, they know about what they want to do and the way they need to do with us. So we don't have to worry about how to handle with them. Just answer them what they want to know and answer what the question they want to know and clear something like that.
When you work at airport, did you face with like the passenger that has Interpol or something that might dangerous with our country? How do you deal with this?
So when I scan their passport, that will be show on my screen at the airport. That there has something, yeah, just not like in the normal way. You have to ask your boss or supervisor. Yeah, but sometimes if your screen it doesn't lock, so we will know before they come. Like the police who work in investigate, yeah, they will give us about their their data, the name, flight number, and what time they is gonna come. So you need to monitoring them. Yeah, and when they know they're coming, just like report to the boss to handle with this. Yeah.
On your counter, do you have like the button to
Yes.
call?
Yeah.
Oh,
A light
Like
I thought
button.
it's
emergency fire, right?
yeah, like
It's not that loud, but just a LED light over the counter.
okay. So the next question, can you share like any effective approach to working with a large amount of like information because you face like a many passenger a day? How about your brain and you remember might be like a confused or something? How do you like effective is effective on your working?
Effective.
It's affect your like working with
Oh
a
yeah.
large
Yeah,
data.
sometimes I put the wrong date, like around there in the wrong date to stay.
Mhm.
Mm.
Because you don't know how many passenger you will face with like a day, right?
Usually in the daytimes, in the day shift, it would be around 300, 300 passenger. But in the night shift, it would be around 500 or over. Yeah, sometimes it's many confusing about how to work around them, how many days they can stay here, and
Yeah. Okay. So you, you told me before you told us before that you moved your like your office from work at the airport to Jiangwattana office. So why you decide to move? Is and you moved that before the COVID-19, right? Why you decide to you move your place?
because I want to learn about new experience because we work in it like definitely like a completely different of tasks. Yeah, so at the airport I work there for 3 years, and I think okay, you just put a stamp on. That's all. all the things you know already. Yeah, but in here you know how to provide the foreigner to get extension and the new things like if you have if you have education visa to stay in Thailand, you need to notification every 90 days. Yeah, but I don't know before when I was at the airport, so just know about my duty, that's all.
Like gain like a new information, new experience.
Yes, something like that, but it's kind of complicated, very complicatedly in Jang Watana because too many data, you have to know all of them because many people come with many reasons, so you have to know how they can stay here. Like if they come with retirement visa or Thai wife, Thai husband, they can stay here 1 year. But if they come here for work, we gonna allow them follow work permit. Yeah, it's not that 1 year, maybe 2 years or less than.
Okay, so it is the last question. So I would like you to recommend to the people who interested in this job, like the immigration office, like both in airport or like the headquarter or Jang Watana office. So do you have like any recommend for the people?
My recommendation is you have to have a service mind first. If you don't like to contact with people, I don't recommend you to do this job because you will be contact with people, maybe over 300 people a day. So if you don't want to talk with people, you don't come to get this job. And sometimes you need to have another considerations, not just follow the rule. You have to follow what their objective, what they want to do here, and you need to work under pressure. Sometimes you don't know the people comes around the world what they're gonna talk to you, how they rude to you, or how they polite to you. Yeah, sometimes they just say the bad thing. Yeah, you need to climb if you face at that situation.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your time and your information is all clear. You answer all the question that we curious and want to know. Thank you for your time today.
Okay,
Thank you.
welcome.
ขอบคุณครับ Thank you
I will try to your company.